There you go. In preparing for that little round table, I was researching things on education, and I came across this quote from Nelson Mandela, who left us a little over a year ago, and said that if you look at it closely, education is probably the most powerful weapon with which you can change the world. I myself would put it on a par with technology, but that's just a personal thing. The Netexplo laureates we will see here have sometimes combined the two, education and technology. And as it so happens, we are missing a laureate. If anyone has seen Damir Sabol from Croatia, going once, going twice. Oh, maybe I'm getting a statuette this year. First of all, from the USA, please give a warm welcome to Maya Gat for Branching Minds. So this is a very, very technology/education heavy project. Let's roll the video, and then I'll have a couple of questions for you.
Branching minds. Teachers can tell when students are having difficulty, but finding the reason can be like looking for a needle in a haystack. Cognitive science has shed light on how the mind works when it's learning, but that knowledge hasn't filtered through to educators yet. It was like scientists had cured cancer but forgotten to tell the doctors, says schoolteacher Maya Gat. After several frustrating experiences trying to help struggling students, Maya set up Branching Minds to bring the benefits of cognitive science into the classroom. Branching Minds is a tool that identifies the student's cognitive profile, their strengths and weaknesses as they're learning. Then it uses that profile to recommend the games, activities or materials that would help the learner to progress by drawing on their strengths, so teachers can solve learning problems as they arise through a targeted strategy. Rather than stigmatizing students with challenges, Maya believes technology can empower them by focusing on the individual.
This is wonderful because we've all been there. We've all been in a class where there were a couple of students who were having, maybe sometimes specific problems. What are the telltale signs of a student that is falling behind?
I would actually say that we've all been there in that we've literally all been there, in that every single one of us has probably struggled to learn some aspect of something at some point in their lives. And I think that's more what we're trying to break open with Branching Minds, is the idea that we all have neurodiversity, and we need to respect that whole range, that whole spectrum. And in our schools, we presently respect a very specific slice of neurodiversity, and there are lots of children who do not fit that particular mold. But I think the reality is that the children who will grow up to be the innovators, the children who will grow up to transform the way that the world presently works, are probably the people outside of that slice. They're the people outside of that box. And so we're trying to sort of burst that open and say, yes, here are the students who are presently struggling with fitting that present mold, and there are lots of different signs because learning is messy and there's lots of different things that happen in that dynamic and evolving process. But also, let's rethink why we're looking at that specific mold, and let's look at children in their wholeness, in their complexities.
How do you spot them? How does the machine know, actually?
Well, so my background, the story of Branching Minds is my story, right? I was the classroom teacher, and classroom teachers have lots of data on who's struggling. We know who is meeting grade level expectations and who is not. In America, it's because our jobs are dependent on those students meeting grade level expectations. I'm not sure if that's how it is everywhere, but unfortunately that's how it is there. So we have that data, but we don't know why they're struggling. And without insight into what's actually getting in their way, figuring out how to help them is just like picking random interventions out of a bag.
Thank you so much.